All right, Harold, we have
Mika.
on the phone McCain campaign manager Rick Davis. Rick, good morning.
Good morning, folks. How you doing?
All right, let's get some work done here. Rapid fire. Colin Powell, very critical of the management of your campaign, mentioning the Bill Ayers, the way it's been used to attack Obama, as well as McCain's handling of the economic crisis. Let's start with the tone of the campaign. He says that your campaign's tone is too narrow.
Well, I doubt if Colin Powell is really equipped to do a whole lot of political prognostication. I mean, that's mostly your job, isn't it, you guys? I mean, look, he's a great American. He served his country with great distinction, and you know what his views are on the political scene is completely up to him. This is a robust campaign that's going on right now. Barack Obama has attack ads up today on John McCain. They're factually incorrect, and John McCain has tried to point out how people should be informed about Barack Obama's background, including his relationships, you know, with domestic terrorists like William Ayers. I mean, you know, people are going to form these judgments. I mean, it's great fodder for us to debate them every day, and I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. But, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you know, people are going to make judgments based on these two individuals who will serve as presidency for what they're going to do and what informs them. And the conversation you guys were just having, I think, is really critical to that. You know, will there be, you know, a great liberal, you know, direction that the country will go in with Barack Obama? You know, what has informed his judgments? Who are his colleagues in Washington? You know, Harry Reid and Nancy Pelosi. These three people make up probably the greatest liberal establishment that Washington has seen in, you know, 25 to 50 years. And
right.
So, you know, that is part of the storyline, I think, that is going on right now. And I think, look, there are a lot of issues at stake. You know, central to it all is the economy, and I think John McCain hit upon a moment in the debate and has continued to talk about it where working class people all around the country, the Joes of the world, you know, whether they're Joe like in Joe the talk show host or Joe as the plumber, but the Joes around the country are working hard, they're earning a living, and they're trying to be the generators of economic progress in this country, and we need to unleash them, not saddle them with more taxes.
Well, and you've got now the most prominent Republican to endorse Barack Obama, an African-American, Colin Powell, who is saying that he's not sure that your candidate has a handle on what to do when it comes to the economy and that his response to it has been sporadic. So let's talk about how we now focus and how you respond to that. John McCain obviously has the support of many prominent Americans and foreign policy experts and military experts as well, but this has got to hurt.
Well, you know, whether it hurts or not is beside the point. I think your point is, and you're right, is the debates about what you're going to do as president. And, you know, I think that's actually where this campaign is right now, is that John McCain for you know, the last month has been talking about what his economic policy is going to be in contrast to what Barack Obama plans to do. And I think, you know, Harold Ford, again, you know, he's right on the mark. Barack Obama is going to borrow a lot of money, and he's going to spend it in Washington. You know, he clearly has a solution for every problem, more government spending. What John McCain is saying is we got to tighten our belts. We can't just go along with this kind of track we've been on before.
Rick, really quick, speaking of tightening belts, I mean, look at Obama's fundraising, $150 million in September. How do you compete with this?
That's a wow moment. I mean, there's no question about that. It's an enormous amount of money. I mean, it's more money than anybody has raised in any kind of historical measure. You know, but the disappointing part of it is, you know, that one, you know, he had to break his pledge with the American public to do it, you know, by saying that he wouldn't do this and then did it anyway. But what's more important, I think, is the discussion that Barack Obama has been having with the American people for a long time, and that is, I will be transparent. I will run a different kind of campaign. And yet half of those donations he's not going to release to the American public. Half those donations are going to be secret. You know, half the donations that he's received since the day he started running have remained outside the public view. And there are enough questions that have been raised by the news media as to where these donations have come from that he ought to settle the issue by putting up on a website. He's got all these great geeks working over there. They've done a spectacular job on his internet, you know, and they ought to have them put to work by saying, I'll put up on a website all my, you know, donations,
okay,
no matter how many there are.
Rick Davis of the McCain campaign fighting back this morning. Rick, thank you so much for coming on the show. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right,
have a great
take
morning.
care. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.